Do you understand what it takes to train a horse? Would you like to improve your riding and training faster? I'm going to tell you three mistakes to avoid when you're riding and training your horse. Hi there, my name's Laura Kelland-May, and welcome to Equestrian Skill Builders. If you'd like to improve your riding and training, win more ribbons at your next horse show, or generally like other horsey related stuff, then remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos coming out. So I'm going to give you three mistakes that people do that I see generally about riding. First one, number one, is they think it's the horse's fault. If you're riding and training and you automatically go to, well, my horse doesn't pick up the left lead, my horse always refuses at the jump, my horse doesn't do a leg yield. If you think that way, you're putting the blame on the horse when really the blame should be put squarely onto your shoulders. A friend of mine offered his lovely horse to his friend to ride. They came out to the stable and wanted to ride. I was helping his friend tack up the horse, and he was putting a martingale on the horse because he said that the last time he rode the horse tossed its head. So he's going to put a martingale on it. I got news for you. It's not the horse's fault. The horse was tossing its head. It usually isn't the horse's fault. But this person automatically went to a piece of equipment because the horse tossed its head rather than thinking, oh, it might have been me. So don't always think it's the horse's fault. It probably is you. Number two, people think that horses are a thing rather than a living creature with their own brain. I often get asked, why does my horse, I don't know, whatever. And it's because, well, they have feelings. They have a brain. They have their own way of doing things. They are an animal with a brain. Horses have feelings. Horses have moods, and they can read your mood and your feelings. There's an interesting study online. I've got the link in the description below by Karen McComb, professor of animal behavior at the University of Sussex. It showed that horses can read human facial expressions, and they react to human facial expressions. They performed a test where they showed horses a photograph of a person with an angry face or a person with a happy face. Then later on in that day, several hours later in that day, that person, that real person that they had shown the picture of, went and visited the horse, and the horse remembered the facial expression that they were showed in a picture, and they treated the people with an angry face differently than the person with a happy face, which leads us to believe they can read facial expressions and they react to those facial expressions. So remember that horses have feelings. Horses have a brain, and they are social creatures, and they can read your body language and your facial expressions. More information, if you want to read that article, it's really quite interesting. I put the link in the description below. And the final biggest mistake, so mistake number three, is riders often don't give the horse enough information. They expect the horse to understand when you put your leg on, it's supposed to go over. You have to train horses to understand that that happens. Not giving the horse enough information leads to horses not knowing what they're supposed to do. They get worried or they get angry, they get frustrated, just like we would get angry or frustrated if we didn't know what to do. Imagine going into a math test or an English test and not having the base to do the questions on that math exam or that English exam. It would be very frustrating and disheartening. But imagine if you did the course and did the homework and were able to understand it as it was being taught to you, then you went into that test It would be much more comforting to know that you had the information there. If your horse isn't doing something you would like it to do, consider these things. 1, am I asking properly? 2, do they understand what it is that I'm asking them to do? 3, are they able to do what I'm asking them to do because they're strong, not strong enough, they don't understand because of all the other things we talked about? And can they perform the movement? Are they able to do it? Strength, do they understand? And this goes back to the first thing we talked about here, riders thinking it's the horse's fault. So these are all kind of linked together. Ideally, horse training is systematic and develops the horse from beginning to end so that they progress through the stages. And they progress with increasing demands, with a good foundation, and building on that foundation. Not dropping in and hoping that it's going to happen. If you'd like to have some information about how the horse thinks and how the horse's herd instincts and how we use those herd instincts to help with our training, sign up for my free course. I've got the link in the description. My name is Laura Kelland-May, and go use this stuff and go hug your horse. If you'd like to have a horse riding position review, send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. Thanks now. Bye.